So I woke up one day, and I'm sure you can relate, and I don't know where it came from, but I was freaked. I just woke up tense, couldn't breathe. I always say it's like being in a telephone booth, you know, with about 20 people, and I just couldn't move. And I started to imagine all this stuff. I started to imagine that I was having a heart attack, first thing. Then I imagined that you know, I was doing the wrong thing in life, and oh boy, everything's wrong. Wherever that came from, it was coming through. So fortunately, trying to practice what I preach, I got in and I started breathing and feeling and into my body, and I started feeling all this pressure on my chest. And as I really went deeper into it, I kept hearing this message to get out of here, get out of here. It brought back some early memories for me where I felt trapped and I just wanted to get free. I started listening to my body, and it may sound strange, but the more I listened, the more I kept hearing, get away and go to India. I didn't want to go. I went to bed that night and tried to ignore it, like we all do, pushed it down. And the more I pushed it down, the more it kept coming up. So I woke up the next day, get out of here, take a break, go to India. There's something there for you. So I got in my car and I drove down to San Francisco to the Indian Embassy to get my visa. And I got in and I looked around and I saw signs about malaria. And I saw all these people in line, and I said, no thanks. And I got back in my car, and I drove all the way back home. Done. That's it for me. Thanks for the instinct, but I'm not going to India. So I go back, and I'm feeling the same feeling. It wouldn't go away. I'm breathing and feeling. The more I breathe and feel, I'm told, go back down. So I went back over to Golden Gate Bridge and stood in line. And I like to say this simple thing. You can dive and be afraid. And what I mean by that is you can climb up a diving board. This is something you've always wanted to do. You want to jump into this quarry. And you're petrified. You have two choices. You can climb down and ease the discomfort. But then you're going to be thinking, oh, I wish I would have dived. I wish I would have dived. So I always say to people, how about this? How about diving afraid? Have your desire and your emotion, because usually we entangle the two. I want to write a book, but nobody will read it. Oh, well, I'll just throw it away. Can anybody relate to that one? I definitely can. Yeah, I want to have a great relationship. Oh, but I'll get hurt again. Forget it. So we do that. I call it the I want but syndrome. So to kick the butt out of the way, I say dive afraid. So I went down there, and I'm not saying I wasn't afraid. I was. There's signs of malaria. I'm the only non-Indian person getting a visa. What am I going to do? You know, this time I walked up and I dove afraid. I signed, I got a visa, and 2 days later I'm off to India. No malaria shots, nothing. So I get to India, and I see this beautiful sign, and it says, come to the ashram. Air-conditioned bus. In bus color video. I said, okay, that's where I'm starting. So I get my ticket, and the guy comes to get me. He says, come on. Well, I'm walking like 6 blocks away from the airport, and I'm like, whoa, you know, where's this bus? Like, what happened to my air-conditioned, comfortable bus? So I'm walking, and I'm walking, and I get to the bus, and it wasn't air-conditioned. There was no video, but here's the real kicker. It's me and about 30 Indian guys, chain smoking, and here's the truth. They're outside cranking the bus to get it started. Okay. So I keep breathing, I keep feeling, I'm supposed to be going on this journey. I got an instinct. I'm writing a book about follow your hunch. Okay, I'm going to go. 2.5 hours later, I wind up in a city street. I am totally out of place. I have no idea why I'm here. Everybody's looking at me, but I've got to get some Indian clothing on. That was the first thing. I got to get like some Indian clothing on. So I go up to this place and I say, I see this huge, huge sorry, we're not sorry, but like a big shirt, whatever. And I said, hey, that right there, what size? It's your size, mister. Right, it doesn't, it's yours. So I put it on, it's like a tent. So I said, well, that's not going to work. So I finally find something, and I'm feeling a little more comfortable. And I look around, and I say, wow, people are living in cardboard boxes, literally. Maybe this is my message. Maybe this is why I came to India. Maybe I'm supposed to really get everything's out in the open. There was nothing. I mean, people were doing everything out in the open there. I thought, well, okay, so this is why I'm in India. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to go home. I'm going to be more authentic. That's the message. Well, as soon as I said that, I hear a lot of music going on. I don't know if you know, but in India, when you get married, they carry you around for like 3 days, the couple. You know, the Jewish religion, they pick you up, hava, one dance. No, this is like 3 days of this. So they're walking around, they're taking everybody around, and I'm really enjoying it. I go, well, that's amazing. And all of a sudden, a herd of cows shows up. And they barrel right through the wedding procession, and nobody cares. Cows are sacred in India. And I got this hit. You might think by now, if you don't already think it, you might think, this guy's a little wacky. But I got this hit. I go, well, I want to be like these cows. I want to walk. I've got a ticket for 30 days. I want to walk through India for the next 30 days like these cows do. They're walking. They're breathing. They walked right where they wanted to walk. And they're just like, I'm here, and I'm cool, and I'm just going to walk wherever my hunch takes me. They didn't care that it was a wedding, right? So I name it, because I like to name things, I name it Cow Consciousness. I'm going to walk around India the next 29 days in cow consciousness. I'm there like a total of 8 hours now. So I go to sleep, and I wake up the next day, my first full day in India, and I'm committed to walk through cow consciousness. So what I do is I come out of my little room and I start walking, and I said, well, let's follow wherever the instinct takes me. So I'm walking, and all of a sudden I'm feeling this pull. I don't know if you've ever felt that, but it was just like an instinct, a hunch, like maybe I should walk down this alley. Once again, I walk down the alley, and I'm not happy because I see a bunch of turbaned fellows with little coffees and a bunch of wild dogs, and I'm going, this doesn't feel safe. This is scary, yet my hunch, my desire was to keep following. So again, had my desire, my body was telling me to listen, I listened, and I got a yes. I walked down the alley, and there's a man in the corner as if he's expecting me, and he goes, come on. Me? Yeah, I mean, who else? So I'm walking, and I come up to him, and he says 2 words to me. Dalai Lama. I said 2 words back. Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama. All right, Dalai Lama. Scooter. I went, no, wait a minute. Dalai Lama, scooter. I'm not sure how that fits, but again, I'm going to go with it. So next thing I know, I'm holding on to this guy. I'm in India, a day, not even a day. I'm on a scooter, and I'm off. And at that point, I remember specifically saying, God, if this is what you have for me, if this is my last moment, I'm going to surrender. I was at that place where I just had to go. About 15 minutes, a beautiful ride through the countryside. All of a sudden, he's going down this little, and he goes into a field. I'm like, whoa. And I look in a distance, and I see about 15 men sitting in a circle, and they're wearing purple and gold robes. Or maybe they were orange. Anyway, I walk over, and who's in the center but the Dalai Lama? People have spent years trying to meet the Dalai Lama. I'm just somebody who woke up in Marin County, freaked, wondering what's going on, followed my instinct. 3-4 days later, I'm brought to the Dalai Lama. He gave me every answer I was looking for. So my message from that story is obvious, that when you get instincts, when you feel a hunch, before you say no, or an old voice says no, like an old parent or coach or teacher, take a few breaths, feel what you might feel in there, and see what kind of wisdom it brings to you.